पार्वती परमेश्वर। मंच में उपस्थित सभी अतिथिगण मैं आदरपूर्वक प्रणाम करता हूँ। I came from Karnataka, so I am little bit knowing Hindi, so I present my paper regarding mathematics in Shulpa Sutras in English. So Veda is the source of Dharma. So Veda itself with the Jnane Dhatu, so it is knowledge. Meaning is knowledge. The auxiliary forms of Veda, that is Vedangas. Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandaha, Niruktam. Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandaha, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Chandaha. Chandashchete, Shadangani, Vedasya Manishina. Atah, Vedasya Shadbhagaha, Vedangaha, auxiliary or limbs of Veda. They are Shiksha, that is phonetics, and Vyakarana, that is grammar, and third one Nirukta or etymology, Chandas, prosody or mathematics, Jyotisha, anyhow knowing astrology, and the last one, that is Kalpa. These are the 6 limbs of Veda that usually known as Vedanga. So this verse constitutes an important source to the history of science in India. Among these Vedangas, the Kalpa, or more commonly known as Kalpa Sutra, deal with the rules and methods for performing Vedic rituals, sacrifices, and ceremonies. So Kalpa is the last part of this one, 6 limbs of Veda. In this Kalpa Sutra, there are subdivisions as Shrauta Sutra and Grihya Sutra. The Shrauta Sutra deals with the rules for the measurements and construction of the various sacrificial fires and altars, and consequently involve geometrical propositions, measurements, and geometrical constructions. So, while performing sacrifices, the Yajna Vedi and Chittis are needed. For that, geometrical propositions and measurements are required. In this Shrauta Sutra, the last part, that is Shulpa Sutra. So, in Shulpa Sutra, there are likely several Shulpa Sutras, namely Baudhayana, Apastapa, Kathyayana, and Manava. And Vadula is there. There are all other Shulpa Sutras. There are 7 Shulpa Sutras mainly. In that, 4 are here, they got in written form. Others are not getting in full form. The word Shulpa means a cord or a rope, like this. So word Shulpa means cord or a rope. Its root Shulpa signifies measuring or an act of measurement. Sutra means an upper sum or a short rope. Thus, Shulpa is an instrument in the construction of sacrificial fires and altars. So by using this type of string, they constructed various geometrical figures like Vedis and Chittis. By using poles also, fixing poles wherever they require, fixing that pole, using these strings, they construct all the geometrical figures like circle, square, everything. The sacrifices of second class, there are Nitya, Naimittika, and Kamya. There are 3 types of classes in Yajnas. One is Nitya Yajna, that is we should do always, every day. And the second one is Kamya, that is whatever we want, requirement for that doing, that is called Kamya Yajna. They must be made in an altar of prescribed shape and size. It is stated that even a slight irregularity and variation in the form and size of the altar will nullify the object of the whole ritual and may even lead to an adverse effect. So that's why the perfection is very important in Shulpa Sutra. Maximum care has to be taken in the construction of the altar to get the right shape and size. To achieve this, the construction of altars have been described in the Shulpa Sutra. So, in Shulpa Sutra, all Yajnavedis and Chittis, how to construct, that is described in that. The mathematical genius of the Shulpa Sutra was mainly computational and leads to spectacular achievements in mathematics. They are in the form of lipi or lekha. That means in the alphabet, numbers. We are getting so many numbers. And the second one is rupa, that is drawing and geometry. The third one is ganita. So we can take in that three forms. One is lipi, another one is rupa, and third one is ganita. The Sanskrit words are mentioned in Shulpa Sutras, which looks like mathematical words. Sankhya. In Shulpa Sutra, one word is coming as Sankhya. That means who was well versed in numbers. By using numbers, by constructing Mahavedi, they are using so many numbers. Those who are expert in construction the Mahavedi, they are named as Sankhya. And Parimanajna, he is who is expert in measuring. Sama Sutra Niranchaka, which means uniform stroke stretcher. So the Shulpa is Shulpa Paripanchaka. This cord is used to construct sacrificial altars as a measuring tape or like a building constructor who is used cord for proceeding to get the vertebral column. Any of they are using nowadays also. The same way they use this type of cords for constructing Yajnavedis and Chittis. According to Vaishnava, the geometrician, the calculator, the dictator, and the one who has taken up measuring as profession are always honored by the Shulpavits. Those who are expert in Shulpa, they are honored as Shulpavits. There is no such a word as Rajjuvik. Even though Rajju is the equivalent word in Sanskrit, they are using Rajju, but there is no Rajjuvik. Only Shulpavits is that. So even in Shulpa Sutra, directly the word Rajju occurs, not Shulpa in the explanation. Therefore, Shulpa is not mere an instrument of measuring. If the Shulpa Vidya means geometrician, the Shulpa is the name of the geometry itself. So I think the name Shulpa Shastra itself, Shulpa Sutra itself, a book of geometry. Of all the extant Shulpas, that of Baudhayana is the biggest and is also perhaps the oldest, because the period of the Baudhayana is 800 BC. By seeing there the language, style of the words used in Baudhayana are older than the other one. Therefore it is 800 BC. It is divided into 21 chapters. The first 4 chapters contain 116 sutras, all that. So we get full description of four Shulpa Sutras, namely Baudhayana, Apastamba, Katyayana and Manava. So the Sutra period, Shulpa Sutra's period can be taken as from 800 BC to 500 BC. What is Vedi? So in Shulpa Sutra, usually Vedi comes. For the performance of this type of sacrificial, certain specified area is needed where various altars are constructed. A Vedi is a specified raised area on which the sacrifice to be performed and on which persons performing the ceremony, namely sacrifice, the Hota, the Adharyu, the Rudvik and others are to take their seats on this Vedi. It is a consecrated ground where ritualistic cleaning, digging and other details of constructions are gone through. Some of the main Vedis include the Mahavedi, the Darshapurnamasa Vedi, the Shrautramani Vedi, the Prashvik Vedi, the Uttara Vedi, etc. So this is the construction of square, I mean Chaturasra. They are constructing Chaturasra not directly by using, nowadays we are using by scales, whereas in that they use the string like this, by drawing circles, by using circles only they constructed the square. That is the greatness of it. So perfection, because by using circles, if you draw a square like this, we get 90-degree properly. So in all four sides, we are getting 90-degree properly, and the square is constructed with perfection. That is the greatness of Shulba Sutra. Garhapatya, Ahamaniya and Dakshinagni are located with perfect calculation. The Garhapatya, the Tretagnis, you know me, in that Garhapatya fire set up at the western end of the sacrificial chamber, the Ahamaniya fire at the eastern, the Dakshinagni on the southern side pour towards west, and the Utkara on the northern side pour towards the east of the fire hall. So this is the full plan of sacrificial ground. So we can see all these, Mahavedi, Uttaravedi, everything. The altar of Garhapatya must be of the form of a circle, and the altar for the Ahamaniya should be always a square, and that of Dakshina semicircular. But the area of each must be the same. That is very, very important. And it is equal to 1 square Aratni or 576 square angula. See, these are layout of different sacrifices by using this type of strings they constructed. And in that we can find the theorems that I will explain later. From the construction of these three Nityavedi, it will be easily to be recognized, presuppose the knowledge of following geometrical operations. To construct a square on a given straight line, by using this type of thing, they know how to construct a square. To circle a square and its corners of the same area. That means transformation, circling the square and squaring the circle. To double a circle, so that all they are knowing. From the post on the east side, one proceeds this Vikrama. This is how to construct a Mahavedi. That is that. So this is one type of Soma sacrifice, how Vedi is constructed. It is something like a civil engineering drawing. You can see all these Tretagnis, everything, Mahavedi, everything is there. So it is a big process of 1 year. All these three Shulba Sutrakara stated these theorems in almost same manner. If a triangle in such a way that square on the, that is Dirghamashnayarajjuhu Parshvamano Tiryangmano Yat Prutat Bhute Kurutastadu Bhayam Karoti. So if a triangle is such that the square on one side of it is equal to the sum of the squares on the other side, then the angle contained by these two sides is a right angle. While constructing this type of Vedis, they use this theorem. In a rectangles having sides, and not, they given this theorem, and along with that they given the triplets, whatever we are using nowadays. They are 3 square plus 4 square equal to 5 square, 12 square plus 5 square equal to 13 square, 15 square plus 8 square equal to 17 square, 12 square plus 35 square equal to 37 square, 15 square plus 36 square equal to 39 square. So since the period of Baudhayana is 800 BC, whereas Pythagoras is 549 BC, therefore the credit of Pythagoras theorem goes to Baudhayana, and we should name it as Baudhayana's theorem. We should name it as Baudhayana's theorem. In the first session it came. We are still in mathematicians, how they will say according to Pythagoras theorem, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides. Still we are saying, actually the credit should go to Baudhayana, because his time is 800 BC, whereas of Pythagoras is 549 BC. So he is older than Pythagoras. So the great thing of Baudhayana is even he used the mixed fraction numbers like 2 1 by 4 square and 3 square. Nowadays we are not using, only numbers are used for you in mathematics. They use the mixed fraction numbers. That's the greatness of Baudhayana and Apastapa. So Baudhayana's method is to be increased by the third and the third again by its own fourth less. So how they used to increase the values by using the numbers for constructing various Mahavedas, but the square remains the same. At that time they found the value of root 2. Pramanam tritiyena varthayet tat chatustritiyena tat chatustrimshena sa sheshaha. That is the rule that given. Its value is root 2 equal to 1 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 into 4 minus 1 by 3 into 4 into 34. So its value becomes root 2 is 1.414256. According to the modern mathematical value, it is root 2 equal to 1.4142135. So it's correct up to 5 decimals. So that is the accuracy of Shulba Sutra. So along with that, in Shulba Sutra, they even from the value of pi. Nowadays pi we are using it as 22 by 7. Actually we don't know the exact value of pi. Still they found the value up to almost near to the modern value. So next thing is transformation of areas, and that is the greatness in Shulba Sutra. I will explain by, see, this is a square. This is a square like this. So they transformed this square like this, then it becomes a triangle. See, this is a triangle. If you change like this, then this becomes a parallelogram. See, this is a parallelogram. Like this, they transformed so many mathematical theorem. See, this is a square and this is a triangle, and this will be the parallelogram. What's the greatness of it? In all these constructions, the area is constant, and even the area, see, half of it, the base is half, and the height. So area formula is half base into height. Right. Such a simple it is. So they explain like this: half base into height. That's the area of the triangle. The square and the parallelogram. Similarly, see like this. So it's changing. You can even transform a square into a rectangle by dividing the diagonal to two halves and then getting like this. Changing the position of the diagonals, they will get. So the greatness of Shulba Sutra is circling the square and squaring the circle. That is the, even nowadays it is very difficult in mathematics. Still they tried for that. See that first they what they take, they take the center of the square. From that the diagonal is taken. Taking the point of the vertex, they draw a circle, and then divided the extra portion into 3 same divisions. From there, the first point is taken and drawn a circle. That area of the circle and area of the square is same. So that in that way they transform the square into a circle. Similarly, circle is transformed into square. In that way, that is diameter, the diameter is divided into 15 equal areas, equal points. In that, the last one 14 as considered, and that is constructed with the square, so that the area of the square and the area of the circle is one and the same. Similarly, square into semicircle of equal area. So like that they transferred so many geometrical figures. So we can conclude that the Shulba Sutrakaras, knowing all the geometrical forms, like they are using bricks they construct. There are so many names are there. Nowadays in mathematics also this type of name not getting. Only square, triangle, that's all. There are Panchami, Adyartha, Ardha, Pada, Sapada, Ashtami. They named it. So these are all the geometrical figures in Shulba Sutra. Okay. So I conclude. Therefore, the Shulba Sutrakaras know the constructing relating to the rectilinear figures, their combinations and transformation, and even the theorems or rules for the various geometrical figures. Therefore, Shulba Sutra